Hey guys, welcome to Bonehead Truckers. This is the week. Tomorrow, June 25th, 2025, is when we finally start to see, hopefully, out-of-service violations rise due to drivers that can't read or understand and communicate in English. Tomorrow's a date. And so to take you back to that's originally the law. The law is that you can't even have a CDL. That was a part of the requirements of having a CDL. And then you go to the Obama administration that gets on there and says, "Hey, we gonna allow you to drive, and you don't have to, English is required, but if you get caught, we're just gonna give you a citation and you can just go." And you could use a translator. Well, that's taking out. It's going to go back to the original rule thanks to Trump's executive order, which takes place. It starts being enforced on June 25th. Let me take you back on how this all started within this last year. Last year in Colorado, we had a bad accident where a driver ran over someone, and the driver wasn't even here legally. And he had gotten deported so many doggone times, it's unbelievable. And that was the birth of the American Truckers United. That's when Shannon Everett and Harvey Beach started their movement. Okay? Fast forward to March of this year, when you had this accident down in Austin, Texas, where this Ethiopian driver ran over a bunch of people. Okay? And that's what really sparked my attention. Now, I knew what the ATU was doing, okay? But this is what really triggered me. Now, I've been, a proponent of this. I always made fun of the foreigners in trucking. I always have, but I never really got serious about it until this Austin thing. And then that was in March of this year, okay? And then we had numerous of other accidents involving foreigners, including the one in Chattanooga. We started getting involved with this, joining American Truckers United. The ATU, those guys have pull, okay, because they're heavy hitters when it comes to the trucking industry. They have a lot of contacts, and hey, they know how to get the job done in the capitals. It was proven in Oklahoma, where they went in with the power of Stevens Trucking out of Oklahoma, and the power of Bonehead Truckers. Our following we have here, and you guys calling to the governor's office. You remember that? They were able to pass a bill that made it illegal. Not just an FMCSL, it's an Oklahoma law where you cannot drive a truck in their state, without knowing English or learning, communicating English. It's an automatic out of service, and you don't have to have a FMCSA, you don't have to have an executive order or not. That is Oklahoma law. Okay, well then, because of all of us getting really loud, we finally got the attention of the administration, where they says Trump ignored the ATA. I'm going to tell you right now, he ignored the ATA because the ATA, they liked it as it was. That's just my bold prediction. And signed the executive order making starting this Wednesday, where English proficiency, if you don't know English, you're out of service. Okay? And that's how we got here. Alright? So, last week I brought you a video talking about a trucking school. And this trucking school, they advertised, and how they have classes in English, or English and Spanish. And that drew up red flags. Okay, they're based out of El Paso. They have Odessa, and coming up in Houston. And that drew up some red flags with me. And I told you guys I was going to go to the Texas Trucking Show in Houston. Now, I released a video yesterday. You know, we're just out there having fun and everything like that. But I don't know who this lady is. I didn't ask if she was the owner or just a representative or whatever. She seemed to know exactly what they're talking about, or what she's talking about. So I would imagine she may be the owner, or at least the high-ranking person there at that company. And so as promised, I did interview her. I was cordial. She was cordial too. She was a little bit standoffish by some of my questions. I think she had her guard up. I just wanted to make sure that you know, I wasn't there to try to intimidate or whatever. But in this video that I'm fixing to play for you guys, that she said a few things in there that I don't know if you watched the video, but I'll replay it here. Did you catch some of the things she said in here? It's basically memorizing certain English words as way, you know, like during a pre-trip and stuff like that. And I guess if you're going to, you know, if you're going to, hey, at least teach people English, that's one thing. I still have my concerns. You guys be the judge. Listen to this interview. Thanks for watching Bonehead Truckers.
I'm looking for a trucking school to learn me how to drive a truck. What do you think about them there marbles?
What am I think about what?
About them there marbles. Have you heard that?
No.
It's a term that we use in the, well, we don't really use it that much. We use it in the sticks. Sometimes we need, you know, someone to help out. But anyway, so tell us about your truck school here.
Okay, so our school, the first step is doing the writing test, okay? The state of Texas, it has a requirement that you can do the writing test in Spanish and English, the writing one. Now, when you go to the second step, which is the driving part, that's in English. You have to learn the basic English to pass the second part, which is pre-trip, maneuvers, and driving. So we help you to learn the pre-trip in English, because if you don't learn in English, you can pass the test.
Right.
That's the first test. So once you pass the first test, which is the pre-trip, then you go to maneuvers and then driving. Once you pass the 3 of them, then you get your CDL.
Okay, all right, cool deal. That's all I wanted to get from y'all.
Okay.
Hopefully y'all have a good one. Y'all getting people wanting to come over here and be a big time truck driver here?
Yeah, we've been having a lot.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. What do y'all think about Trump signing the executive order with English proficiency?
Yeah, it's important that they learn at least the basic signs, you know, everything that they would help to have an accident. Because if they don't know how to read at least the sign, that's what is going to cause accident. Because if you're not aware of the sign, then you don't know what you're doing, you know? So that's something very important. They have to learn at least the basic, which is just the signs, license, your insurance, your registration, you know, basic, your name, where you live. It's the basic English. It doesn't take a genius to learn it.
No.
So,
well, I don't know. The English language, they say, is hard to understand from other countries.
It's like I told people, okay, if you hear a word constantly, it's gonna stick. Like said, everybody says Spanish. Where is so-and-so? And the shower. They already know what's the shower. Why? Because everybody used the shower. So everybody.
I know the bad words. I know the bad words.
Well, yeah, the bad words, no. But like I say,
like pendejo.
Basic things that you use every day, it's easy to learn. Why? Because you hear it every day. So when you go to the pre-trip, it's the same thing. You're gonna hear this: good condition, properly maintained and secure, no crack or broken, over and over and over. It's something you're gonna learn, and it's gonna help you on your daily basis driving the truck.
Okay. Cool deal. I appreciate you doing an interview on the spot. Appreciate you. Gonna do that.